Hey everyone, and welcome back to my channel. So today I'm coming at you from my bed with my makeup on, my hair up. I've not even brushed it yet today, and I thought I'd do kind of like a very stripped down, it's going to be a Q&A, but it's a Q&A on one topic, and it's a topic that I feel is very sensitive, so please bear that in mind in the comments and stuff. It's still a very much raw ongoing issue to me, and yeah, I announced, I don't know, I let you guys know on Instagram about, I think it was about a week ago, that I suffer with bulimia, and bulimia is an eating disorder. I am going to put the actual definition of it on the screen, and then I can kind of get into my experience and stuff after that. I'm also going to leave a lot of links down below to helplines, kind of like chat services, phone lines, any sort of like support networks that you guys can access if you're going through something similar, or just any other mental health issue. I'm going to leave loads of links down below just for support, in case you guys need it. I would say one thing before I start. Make sure that if you are going through something, please get professional help. I know it's difficult on the NHS, or if you're elsewhere in the world. I know it is difficult, but it is so important. Yeah, it's something that I'm gonna talk from my perspective. I cannot give, I'm not licensed and I'm not qualified to give like professional advice. However, I am going to give some kind of advice on things that I have gone through, and kind of ways that it's helped me, ways that people around me can help me, and maybe if it's something you're going through, or if you've got a friend or family member or something that's going through a similar thing to me, just ways that you can help them and kind of support them. So I asked you guys on Twitter, not on Twitter, on Instagram, for questions. The first question is, have you or will you seek professional advice? I have been going to therapy and counselling since I was about 15, and 22 now. It's kind of been going on since then. There's been various kind of issues since I was like 14, 15. So yeah, I've been seeing psychiatrists, psychologists, counsellors, probably for the past like 7 years. Yeah, on and off though, obviously. If I'm kind of feeling a bit better, I tend to steer away from the counselling, and yeah, right now is a bit of a tough time, so I have decided to go back to therapy. The next question is, how did you react when people would question your habits? This is a really tough question for me, because I am a very honest person, but when I was really unwell, the first time, before anyone knew, my mind, everyone's mind is so powerful, and my mind was so powerful that it led me to believe that I was allergic to all food. Not allergic, but every single food made me feel sick after I ate it, so I had to make myself sick. And I basically, I went through tests, I had blood tests, I had allergy tests, I had everything, until I had to have a camera inside my stomach. I had to be put under anaesthetic, like I was knocked out. It is very serious, and your brain is so powerful. I wasn't allergic to food. I wasn't allergic to all foods, but I had convinced myself that I was, so far that I had to have like operations and stuff to have like check my internal organs, check that everything was okay, because I had convinced myself, my doctor, my mum, my dad, everyone around me, that there was something wrong. Obviously there wasn't. Well, there was, but it wasn't what everyone thought it was. It was kind of in my brain, which makes it very, very difficult. So yeah, I think a lot of people to begin with kind of reacted, a lot of people react with concern, which I'm very lucky to be surrounded by. but a lot of people also don't understand. And I think to be okay with a disease like this, I guess it is, you need to accept that not everyone is going to understand you. Not everyone is going to want to understand. Some people might be ignorant to the fact that it's a very, very serious condition. I've learned that very recently, and I've learned that kind of in the past as well. And yeah, I think a lot of people just don't understand, and if they don't have the willingness to understand either, you've got to be okay with that, and you've got to kind of make peace with that. But yeah, it's definitely not easy, but you guys, if you are going through it, you definitely will get there. And it you just kind of need to focus on yourself and accept the way everyone else is feeling. And it's obviously a very complex problem, so you've got to kind of accept that not everyone's going to understand it, I guess. Do you find yourself getting frustrated when family members are trying to help? This is a tough question as well, because I know my family are absolute angels. They only want the best for me and are very, very supportive in every way that they can possibly be. But yes, I do, and I've kind of voiced that to them also. I think at some stage you just need to kind of accept the responsibility on yourself and say, look, I need to fix myself. You need to give me the space and the time so I can dig deep within myself and get better. That's kind of what I'm doing at the moment. I love my family so much, and they are the best support. They are there when I need them. They're there all the time. But yeah, at the moment, I've just kind of, I get frustrated with anyone kind of trying to help me at the moment, because I feel like at the end of the day, I need to find out what's best for me, and the only person that can do that is me. So yeah, just try and voice your frustrations in a way that's very calm and kind of productive, I guess. If you can, you can kind of communicate a lot better when you are a little bit calmer. Yeah, just try and voice your concern, voice your frustrations to anyone who kind of needs to hear it. A lot of these questions are kind of questions about how to get rid of thought processes, how to get rid of certain things. So the first one is, how do I get rid of my fear of weight gain? It's so difficult because it is so complex, and I wish I could tell you do this and it will help. But yeah, as I said, I'm still kind of going through it at the moment. I can't really understand my thought processes at the moment. They've kind of switched a little bit since I wasn't well last time, so that's why I'm going back to therapy, because I am trying to understand myself also. But yeah, I think with anything like that, CBT is a brilliant, not solution, treatment, I guess. It is cognitive behavioural therapy, and it kind of retrains your brain on how to think certain things and thought processes and things like that. It's very, very helpful. I went through that last time and I found it to be very successful. So definitely, if you've not tried that, then do. But as I said, you really need to just go speak to your GP, speak to any kind of friends that are psychologists. I know that's not very like typical, but if you do, speak to them, speak to people who are qualified, because the danger is, this is a very dangerous disease, and I urge anyone who doesn't understand it to at least just understand that it has caused me to try and take my life. I know it's caused a lot of other people to try and take their life. It puts you so far into your own self that you feel so numb. It is a horrific place to be. And if you don't understand it, that's okay. You don't have to understand it, but please just understand that it is so dangerous, and you can be so dangerous to yourself. So anyone that you are around that is unhelpful or doesn't understand, you are allowed to separate yourself from that, because you need to look after yourself. and if those kind of things aren't helping, then you just have to think about yourself and cut it out. So yeah, I don't know, I kind of, pardon me, went on a little bit of a ramble there, but yeah. I think my friend is struggling as she's constantly missing meals. How do I help her? This is very difficult as well, because I used to do the same thing, and the most difficult thing is it's very difficult to help someone who doesn't want to be helped. And maybe just sit down. I don't know your friend, so I don't know how she's going to react to this, but I probably would have benefited quite a lot from someone just sitting me down and saying, look, I'm really worried about you. Putting it as a concern rather than, why are you not eating, why are you not doing this, why are you not doing that. Just make it, you're very concerned about her, and you love her, and you're gonna love her whether she's got something wrong with her or not, and you'll help her and you'll be there for her. Having a support network at the start is so important, and I feel like if I didn't have that, I'd be very scared as to what would have happened. And I went very downhill anyway, and I did have a very good support network, so that petrifies me for people that don't have that. So if you see somebody that is that looks like they're struggling, please just help them. Just extend your arm and ask if they need anything, whether it's, oh, do you want to come over for a cup of tea, and then you just kind of have a chat with them on a level, make sure that they know that they are loved either way. But yeah, do people talking negatively about diet culture and negative eating habits trigger your eating disorder? Yes, massively, more now than ever. One thing I just think is so unnecessary is talking about calories. It's something that triggers me a lot, and I might actually, I know I do it for myself, if that makes sense, which is something I also need to stop. But again, that's something that I need to work on, and I'm aware of that. Yeah, people talk about calories all the time, and it's almost like a society thing. Everyone's talking about calories, low calorie, high calorie, all this rubbish, right? And I feel like it's actually not necessary. You don't need to mention, if someone wants to know the calories in something, they can Google it. I don't know, I just think maybe that's just me being triggered by it. I don't know, I'm not sure, but yeah, that's definitely something that triggers me, talking about calories and what's in food, and healthy and unhealthy food. Food is food, so food is fuel. So yeah, when people talk about unhealthy and healthy foods, it's very triggering, I think, to me. So yeah, it definitely does, but it's just about kind of surrounding yourself with people who don't do that, and making, like, having a safe environment for yourself, which is kind of what I'm trying to do at the moment. Just making sure that I have the safest possible environment so that I can focus on getting better. The next one is, how do you ask for help? If it depends in which sense you're meaning. First of all, I would go to a GP, go to the doctor and say, I am struggling, something's not right, and I think I need some help. And they can kind of advise you on what it is that's wrong, or how you can, like, take further steps to kind of get support. Again, all of the helplines and stuff I'll leave down below. Is definitely a way that you can chat to people, friends and family, work colleagues that you trust. Anyone that you trust is someone that I would suggest to go to for support. The biggest question in this, there was over like 600 questions, and the most common question is, have your friends all been supportive throughout this hard time for you? Have your friends been supportive of you? How did you tell them? How have your friends dealt with it? Are they supportive? So a lot of people probably are going through a similar thing, or have seen a similar thing, and their friends don't really understand. I have both. I have friends which are insanely supportive, understand it. I've got a friend, Rocky, who I know just understands it to a different level, and she does everything. Like if I'm going for dinner or something, she'll be like, I'll sit next to you, if you go to the toilet, I'm coming with you. Just any sort of things that she kind of notices behaviours, and she's very aware, and awareness is very key, I think. You need to be aware of your friend who has eating problems, and their behaviours and their coping mechanisms, and kind of aid and assist them with them, and to support them. So yeah, I've got friends that are, and I've got friends that just completely don't understand it, and you just need to kind of take a step back from those people if you are really struggling, because trying to get someone to understand is difficult when you don't fully understand it either, and it is very tough to have patience because you already feel misunderstood. I know I do anyway. I already feel like people don't understand me, so if people who are close to you don't understand, it kind of makes it a lot more difficult. I can't possibly answer all of these questions, but I'm going to try and answer a couple more. I have a sister suffering with bulimia. How can I help her? You look incredible, by the way. First of all, thank you so much. I can't even tell you how much your comments and compliments and messages of support, and you guys are just all so inspiring to me, and you really do help me a lot more than you realise. But yeah, back to the question. Everyone needs help in different ways. I certainly just need I need space, but support, which is probably the most difficult thing. I need support when I really need it. Anything to do with you're fine the way you are, you need food to be alive. If you don't eat, you'll die. Food is not the enemy. Food is fuel. You need food to keep going. Like, it's like a car. If you don't put petrol in a car, it won't go. All of these kind of phrases really help when you're in a really shit place, because you need to know that you're not damaging your body by eating. And yeah, I think the main thing is, though, is everyone's different. So speak to her and just say, I love you, I want to help you, is there anything I can do? Not is there anything I can do, because there's definitely things you can do. What can I do to help you? What can I say when you're in a tough place? There's a lot of forums and stuff as well, if you research online, ways to help people with eating disorders. I have also put an Instagram, pardon me, so like airy, gassy. I put an Instagram post up. I think it was the same time I kind of told everyone what was going on, with kind of like tips on how to act and be around people with eating disorders. So I'll also link that Instagram post down below as well. But yeah, definitely just talk to her. Did you ever feel people didn't notice your problem because you weren't stick thin? When everything kind of first started, I had anorexia, so I literally was starving myself. I was counting calories religiously, which again I think is probably why it's so triggering for me, with an app called MyFitnessPal, which I don't agree with apps like that for like the general public. I just think they are dangerous. For me, certainly, it was very, very dangerous, almost life-threatening. I was eating about 400 calories a day, counting religiously, going to the gym twice a day. It was horrific. So yeah, then people would say things, but if you're telling someone who has anorexia, oh my god, you look so slim, like, I also had people telling me you look like a starving African, things like that. And it's weird because it sounds like a negative thing, but when you're in that headspace, it kind of eggs you on because you want to be thin, so you actually take that as a compliment. And I still have pictures of what I looked like back then, which I might insert, I might not. But yeah, I was I think I was about 6.5 stone, and I just wanted to be thinner and thinner and thinner, and every time I lost half a stone I'd want to lose another half stone. Like, it was never enough, and it's just a slippery slope, a very, very slippery slope. So yeah, I noticed it then, obviously, because people would comment on it, but now I think nobody had any idea that I was struggling again, because I'm not stick thin, and yeah, and I think that's the hardest bit, because it's very, very invisible then. And I feel like with that and my ME, which I might do a video on as well, which is another like invisible illness, I've kind of come to terms with the fact that just because people don't see it doesn't mean it's not there, and I'm still struggling with it. So yeah, I do, but I feel like if you take into consideration what everyone else thinks all the time, then your head's going to be mashed. And I kind of just try at the moment. I'm trying to just stay in my own lane, trying to stay focused. The last question I'm going to answer is struggling with gaining weight from eating disorders, how to cope with dieting again without bad habits. First of all, I feel like diet is the worst word you can use if you're struggling. It's not about diet, it's about lifestyle change, and that's kind of what I've been getting used to now. Being able to eat the food you want to eat, not overdoing it, and kind of having everything in moderation. And it's strange because my granny has said it from a very, very young age. She would always say, have everything in moderation. Like, still when I go around there, she'll feed us biscuits and chocolate and all that kind of stuff. And yeah, as long as you eat everything in moderation, you'll be fine. That's the key. Not to go on a diet, no kind of quick fad diets. I could do a whole video on fad diets and what they do to your brain. But yeah, fasting and all that kind of stuff is just horrific for your mental health, and how you view food and stuff. So yeah, you just need to not diet and just, sorry, my camera cut out. Yeah, you just kind of need to shift your lifestyle a little bit and kind of align what your head's kind of telling you. But yeah, if you need to go to like a nutritional specialist to help you, you can do that through the NHS as well. But yeah, there's a lot of different ways that you can seek help. And the thing is, the difficult thing is you might have also body dysmorphia. So you might be looking at yourself in the mirror thinking, oh my god, I need to lose weight and go on a diet, but you don't. And I struggle with that too, because I kind of see myself and I think, oh my god, I'm huge, I'm this, I'm that, I can't be this size, I need to be this size, and you just need to be. And I think the main thing which people keep on asking me as well is about body confidence and how are you confident. And I'm not massively confident, but I also am at the same time. And I feel like the main thing that's been easy for me is being able to accept myself now. So wherever I want to be in 6 months, a year's time, that's okay to want that. But you also need to be okay with now and how you look now. Otherwise you won't be able to accept yourself, and you'll always be striving to be something else. So yeah, that is the end question. There is literally so many more questions, and I'm so sorry I can't get through them all. Otherwise we'd be sat here for like an hour. If you do want a part 2 kind of advice chatting video about this, then do let me know. I'm trying to be very open about this, because obviously it's a tough topic, and I feel like there's not enough people who talk about it, and that was the reason that I kind of wanted to talk about it, and I feel like if I'm more open, then it allows me to accept what's going on a little bit more. Oh my god, that literally just gave me goosebumps. yeah, it's not been easy, so please be kind in the comments, and be kind to everyone around you. It's not difficult, it's a lot easier to be kind than it is to be nasty, so yeah, please think about others before opening your mouth or typing anything. And yeah, again, I'll leave all the links down below that I've said I want to leave, because I think they're very important. And yeah, if you enjoyed it, I guess, let me know. Equally, if you didn't and you think this isn't a very helpful video to do, then let me know as well. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.